and especially after high school, like just talking to people who didn't do well,
Yeah.
like it was very frustrating to me because I view these people and they're clearly not dumb, very intelligent in different ways, and it's just frustrating to see those people come out of high school feeling like they're dumb, feeling like they're worthless. Yeah, in terms of education, I think, like I've been thinking on this a bit, and I think eventually we'll get to a point where, like every person has their own like AI, that's their teacher, and the reason this be a benefit is because right now school is really designed for one kind of thinking, a very general way of thinking about things
Yeah.
and about problems. That's why some people really struggle with like math or science or English and stuff like that. And then some of these people, they go out of school and they learn it on their own and they're fine. They're able to do math, but when they're in school, they think they're really dumb.
Yeah.
And I think that's not because they're dumb. It's because they're not taught in a way that suits how their brain works.
Yep.
And that's just kind of like right now we have to have school like that because it has to be as general as possible. So as many people can graduate as possible. But I think with AI, you'll be able to, each person will have their own needs met by the AI, and school will become less about teaching particular subjects and more about socialization. Same with university.
Now, do you think education should incorporate AI?
Yes.
Let's talk about not even university yet. Let's talk about pre-secondary education. So like grade 1 to 12. Do you think AI should be incorporated into education? Why?
Why? Just for those reasons, because there's certain people who go through all of like middle school and high school, and they don't learn anything practical besides social skills, and they don't remember anything really. They're shit in math, shit in science, shit in all their courses. So what's the point?
Oh, so you're looking at AI as like an assistive type of AI.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I was thinking about AI as in like what it is right now.
Yeah.
And like there's really two scenarios this can play out. So, in my opinion, AI shouldn't be used in education because the whole point of education, at least from when you're 5 to 18, is for you to figure out, things out. The grades, I guess they matter, but like really, it's for you to just learn stuff. And critically think. I think those are things that can easily be robbed if you have things like ChatGPT. So you should be able to think like social studies. There's a lot of critical thinking involved, and same with science. I think. You're not gonna be.
I mean, I would disagree because I took all those classes, obviously.
Yeah.
And most of the time, people were just cheating, anyways. Like for social study, English, people just cheat. Yeah, they didn't have AI to like write out a whole report for them, but most people I knew would cheat.
Well, the point of it is not to prevent cheating because cheating is always going to happen. Like people who want to cheat will cheat, but it's like think about like how important skill it is to be a good writer, and then you just kind of always use AI, and all of a sudden you're not going to be able to write any good material on your own unless you have assistance from AI. So I think it's always better to be a good writer and then use AI later on after you've been an established good writer and use it as a tool instead of that being like your only source of good written material.
Well, I think especially in high school, I noticed how terrible people were at writing. So I think like people aren't right now, even before AI, people are already bad. The average person was a shit writer. But so I think instead of just saying like, oh, cheating's going to happen, bad writing's going to happen. I think if an AI is able to figure out a way to make writing interesting to you, then I think that's more valuable. Because most of these students, they come out of high school and they'll never write again.
I wouldn't say that's true. You'll never write again.
They haven't learned. The most writing they'll do is like emails. Which is a skill, sure, but I don't think high school teaches you that much.
you do cover letters to actually get a job too. I think writing is very important because even just copywriting, like trying to convey as much as idea as possible in the least amount of words, those things are, I think, very crucial in life in general. But I guess I'm a marketer, right? Like these things are things I think about all the time. But I mean, in primary education, though, I think AI should be avoided because it's just you're robbing them of learning opportunities, in my reason. Because we talk about how people have been bad students, but like there's a lot of people who also benefit from the way it works right now. But university, I think, is where it's different. Then there, I think, depending on how AI situation plays out, then I think it's worth incorporating AI because you'll be using that in the real world anyways. But in terms of high school, like the stuff we learned isn't anything like groundbreaking or new even. So right, so it's like it's really just to get you to just. I almost want to say like being in high school makes you kind of like a conscious being afterwards. Like you're not a fucking idiot anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I would just disagree because I think I'd rather have it reversed, like no AI in university and AI in primary to middle school and high school, because I think just a lot of people don't learn. Like a lot of people just don't learn in these classes. They don't learn. It feels like a waste of time, honestly. Like the teachers are not the best at teaching their subjects because they're not experts in these fields. You know, like a lot of them, they become a teacher and they just get assigned to math or just assigned to social studies. And some of them obviously have, like obviously if you want to be specifically a math teacher, you'll probably have a degree in math or something. But for a lot of times, especially earlier on in school,
yep.
Their primary skill is teaching, not necessarily this particular subjects. So at that point, I think that like you still need you're always going to need teachers. I think, and I think the teaching and the AI will have to be like compatible together and work together. It's not like we're not going to just replace all teachers with AI, because once again, I think the most important and valuable part of school, especially the earlier years, is the social aspect.
Yeah.
And things like writing, of course they're important, but I just don't think most people come out of high school or middle school with good writing skills.
No, but like you need to know like general structures too. I mean, it wasn't until university when I actually became a decent writer.
Exactly, that's my point.
But that's also the point is for me, I didn't try to use AI. I dig down deep and I was like, what's a good writing, and really thought about it myself. And I do wonder if AI was available to me at the time, I would be robbed of that opportunity.
But you're thinking of it as AI writing it for you.
Yeah.
I'm talking about AI helping you learn.
Helping you learn.
Yeah, like making projects and plans. And you still have to write. You'd still be the one writing. I'm not talking about you're in middle school and use ChatGPT.
Yeah.
I'm talking about AI making a structured plan for you to learn that's specific to the individual.
Could that also rob somebody of strategic planning?
No, because students don't plan at those ages.
I think
they're given an assignment. They're told to do it.
No, but like you still have to juggle between responsibilities and classes and like.
Yeah, and you'd still have to do all that.
Yeah.
With the AI.
With AI.
Yeah.
So like, are you basically saying like it's like a personalized outline for the person?
Yes.
So in this scenario, like would the AI be used just at the start of the semester, or would it be with them like all the time?
All the time.
Or like on their computer?
Well,
would it be like prompt based?
Like my guess, in terms of like using it all the time, my guess it would have to first like probably like say you're starting I don't know, grade 10 or something.
Yeah.
I would think that like the teacher would have like some generalized work to do. The AI would kind of analyze you doing this work, figure out where you're struggling, figure out if you're even doing the work at all. And then based on that, maybe after a couple weeks, months, whatever, not exactly sure how long it would take, it would develop a plan for you and your individual needs. because the biggest like thing I saw in high school, because I found high school pretty easy, and especially after high school, like just talking to people who didn't do well,
Yeah.
like it was very frustrating to me because I view these people and they're clearly not dumb, very intelligent in different ways, and it's just frustrating to see those people come out of high school feeling like they're dumb, feeling like they're worthless, just because the high school wasn't able to teach them the way they learn. And that's my main frustration with high school. It's way too generalized, and it lets the majority of people pass relatively well, and then everyone else just gets left behind. Like right now, the province or the state
Yeah.
or the country itself creates a plan of what each student is supposed to learn each year.
But that has to be standardized. That not
Why?
everybody can't just learn different shit. Like how there wouldn't be
not?
that wouldn't be a school then. It would be like almost like wait. So like hold on. So you're saying everybody learns different things and they're all at school just to basically socialize.
Mm-hmm.
But then how would you like standardize something like basic learning? Like what is basic learning? Like so can you in your scenario can a person graduate high school not having to ever have had to write and only focus on math?
I think there's potential for that, but I think right. Like their basics stuff. Yeah, you would. There would be some things that I think would be part of, or it would always be implemented in one way or another. Like for some people, if say the AI is like, oh, your personality, your interests, everything, kind of is leading to you to want to be like a writer,
Yeah.
or in some kind of arts field. Well, that person would probably have more like essay based stuff, more.
Oh, okay, I see what you're
more
saying now.
like more just language arts based stuff. Whereas someone who's really interested in math, most of their stuff would be related around math and physics and all that stuff. But they'll still probably have a section where it's like, okay,
You need to be a decent writer.
you need to be able to write like
Yeah.
like emails and write cover letters and all that kind of stuff that would actually be useful
Okay,
for you, and
I-
be able to write like thesis reports.
I see
for
what you're
example.
saying now. I see what you're saying now.
So you're getting rid of all the garbage.
Yeah, yeah,
like,
yeah.
Like some kids, they're never going to use math.
Mhm.
Some kids, they're our age, and they just use calculators for everything because why not? So what's the point of wasting time and resources on teaching them math when it's not their personality type to do math? Their brain just isn't very good with those kind of computations. Why not use resources to grow them in areas where they're already strong?
So in this scenario, there will be some form of standardization, as in everybody
Somewhat,
eventually
yeah.
does have to learn math, science, English, and social. But depending on your personality, the weighting of how much you learn each of those subjects can change.
Yeah, I think something.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's something that even I don't know. Like with I don't know how AI can come up with that. Sounds like a whole new system instead of like AI
Yeah.
incorporation.
Yeah, it would be a whole new system. But schools they're old as fuck. They've been the same for a long time.
True.
Like schools started during the Industrial Revolution when they were trying to get kids to work in factories,
Yep.
and it really hasn't changed much since then. It was meant to
I agree with
designed to
that.
pump them out.
Yeah.
It was designed to pump them out, give them a very standardized learning, and pump them out, and it hasn't changed much since then. And now we're starting to see the results of that, where now everyone has to go to university to get a decent job because high school is useless.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Where I think high school, like I think getting a high school degree should be like, okay, you can now there's like 50% of the job market should be open to you. And then if you want to specialize, that's when you go into university.